of these days, the legacy of you on the when you were in Kraftwerk, you think the electronic music has lost some meaning or deep in these days?
Absolutely not. No, I don't think so. Things develop more and more and faster than we could ever believe. You know, that has to do also with the development of electronic devices and the minimalistic. It's going more smaller and smaller. And you know, I have realized nearly every stage of recording possibilities. You know, on tape. We started with tape recording, 24 tracks in our studio, until the time when I left in '86, '87. We still recorded on tape machines. Nobody can believe that, because all the younger people, the generations, had already their MIDI studios in their sleeping room, you know. We didn't have MIDI when I left. So the time overran us then when I left. And I think today there is also a youth and a generation which use their instruments and their electronics and synthesizers in another way, in a more, in a way which I cannot describe, but sometimes realize, because I'm working with a lot of younger artists at the moment, and since some years, of course, in some other parts of the world. So there came some cooperations together, which I learned from them and they learned from me. So it's a very difficult approach to go into music and creating tracks in pop music or sound making, soundtracks, any style, you know. I have, at the end at least, experienced my own instrument is my voice. So what some of you could know, I don't know, I became an author in between, book author. I write books with my partner, and this has nothing, these books have nothing to do with music. We write about the Germans maybe, and make a lot of book readings in Germany, which are very famous at the moment, and we travel as well as with my music project today, also my book reviews, and I give my voice to other music projects when I'm offered to write some lyrics and speak them in, you know, like the radio play, you know. So there are so millions of possibilities for a younger artist. It has only to do on which way, on which level they think, and if they are talented enough in anything to find a new theme, who he thinks it's important or it's lovely to talk about, you know, then he will find his way. No matter in which art he is in, you know, it could be a painter, which is completely new in his structures, you know, and it's also in the music or book writing, you know, lyric making. I find that so good, because I meet always again younger people in these generations, also in my generations, but this is becoming less and less, more in the younger generation, because I like contact like that, you know. And I see no problem in going into the future. It's that question which is following now. I yesterday gave two radio interviews which I did, and one for newspaper, and I know it from everywhere in the world where I am. And Wolfgang, they say, what do you say? What do you think? What is the future of the electronic music? What are we listening in 10 years, you know? I could tell. How could I tell, you know? They could also ask Kraftwerk 1975, you know? We couldn't tell as well. So, you know, I think there is a future. I think everybody who likes electronic music or other styles of music will find anything which touches his heart. I do myself. There are a lot of artists which touch me with their music. And today, I play some of them. I play not only my music, so I'm not a real DJ. I'm a music presenter. This is a completely different style. What I do tonight, I present my musical taste to you. And of course, there is Kraftwerk inside, and of course, there is Music inside, which is my project after Kraftwerk. Everything, of course, is remixed, that it is danceable into the clubs. And I show you some tunes which you wouldn't expect. I really promise you. Okay? Yeah, I think.
Yes. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Me too.
And here's my question. Nowadays, how you feel about the concept of music weiter, no? All these thoughts about the man machine, the robot, Kraftwerk create, no? All these
I have
thoughts.
a good answer for you. I'm prepared. Yeah, that has something to do with what is Kraftwerk today. And since I left Kraftwerk as the first of the original 4 members, and shortly before Karl left, there were only 2 of the founding members left, Ralf and Florian. And they took some others to replace Karl and me. And in this time, Ralf gave always his very intelligent interviews to the journalists. And of course, he had to tell something since we made the man-machine album, The Robots. Of course, it sounds nice. We are all Musique, we are all workers, we are all robots. And robots can be replaced, every robot. So he was also take, everyone is replacing the thank you, goodbye, I go. So take another worker and make that what I did before. Take a robot, and look what comes out of it. And replace Karl with a robot, and look what comes out of it. Not one single record after us. That doesn't mean that I have written songs in Kraftwerk. I had other inputs inside, you know, and Karl too. What I want to say is, they tried that, you know, and what I listen to fans which are maybe a little bit older and know the old set which we had, they say it sounds good, of course, it sounds more brilliant than earlier because everything is digitalized today, but it became cold from the inside, from the heart, and from the perfect sound, absolutely. And now the band is traveling with 3 robots and 1 original member, and when I see sometimes tunes in iTunes or where else in the internet, I watch the faces. When any had his style and goes a little bit further and a little bit nearer, oh, I become really cold. And I see that there is no fun anymore left. There's no fun anymore left. And when I see Ralf's face when he plays, that's very... Was heißt verkrampft? Das heißt auf Spanisch, also wenn es verkrampft ist. Cramped, is it cramped? Cramped, yeah. Cramped? Cramped? What is a cramp? You know, and when he had always this philosophy that everyone is replaceable, there would be only one chance for him that I'd say, chapeau, I take my hat for you. When he now goes over that point and says, okay, I always said that, now is the time to replace myself, at least. And we put the 4th robot on. And I sit in my home, wonderful Rhineland, Germany, and we put really now the robot band. Where do they play? Oh, they're in Australia today. I get my bread, my wine. No, tomorrow they're in Amsterdam. Where is the robot band next year? So they can send them around without us. So they are really replaced, but he doesn't have that nerve to replace also himself, you know. That would be a wise idea. Then if he did that, he would be a wise man, in my view. That's for that.
Do you still get along with Karl and Florian?
No, with Florian, not unfortunately. He's very special. I wouldn't tell you why. But with Karl, we are really good friends still. Since that time, we telephone. He lives, unfortunately, not in Düsseldorf, but in Hamburg, which is pretty on the North Sea, in the north of Düsseldorf, of Germany, and I live more in the lovely Rhineland area. the wine drinkers, you know. And but we are still friends, absolutely.
Okay.
Hello,
Dry air.
Safa from noiselab.com. I want to ask you, what is your setup for playing like a DJ, like the show we're about to see tonight, and how do you use this gear for a DJ set?
Yeah, of course. How could I explain it? I am Musique tonight. This is a presentation which has to do, as I told you, I present different tunes from me, from Kraftwerk, and from artists whom I'm friendly with, national and international. I present music which tastes, which touches me, which I like. This is a presentation. This is a giving to you, to my audience, and always hoping that they like it. I would say 98% they like it, you know. It's a very special row of music. It is 16 or 17 tracks mostly, fitting absolutely to the videos behind me. This is 50% of my show, and this is a collection which is very old, and over the years I corrected everything what I could find and have in my own magazines, and images, photos, and slideshows, and old videos. So shot from the past to the future, and the tunes which I present to the music are always fitting to it. And on the other hand, extremely danceable.
What kind of software do you use CDs or everything is software?
I play from a MacBook.
Okay.
I make it easy for me. So that the machinery is not important to me, you know. I wouldn't tell anyone anyway. But for the audience, it's only important what I present, what comes out of the speakers, you know. And it's not important to them how I manage it. As I told you, I'm not a DJ. I make difference. It's a live show. I live my music. You can only understand that if you come to my show. You know, it's a movement. I'm moving all the time, and I cannot stand still, you know. And with the Musique Soldat is a very special thing. It's very different to explain. It has to do with the film behind me.